options. Okay. All right. So anyway, what I was saying was pay attention. There's a lot of information. It's going to be fairly quick. The most important thing I want you to take away from this Zoom today, you may be a little unclear as I go through the presentation how the program works. I'm going to do my best to really break it down to a kindergarten standard so you understand. But what I want you to get out of this the most is, number one, we got the owner on here. You're going to feel his demeanor, his heart. You're going to love Felix. Number two, you're going to get to see real proof of trading, okay? Probably for the first time in your crypto career, real proof of trading. Those are the two main things that you're getting on these early bird Zooms. And the launch of the company will be January. So listen to this close. After every Zoom, I always get texts, send me your link, I'm in. We don't have links yet, okay? So we'll have the links probably the 27th, maybe the 28th. Understand, even though it's the 28th and you're like, I don't have my link yet, don't panic. It's just the day one. The links will go out. It'll be a smooth process. We're going to do lots of training Zooms. The Zoom rooms for our group and all will be open a lot, several hours a day. So don't worry about any of that. Don't let any of that get in. Your most important thing to understand is you have first mover advantage. So if you love what you see here today, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to share a short video with somebody and invite them tomorrow, which is the last Zoom with Felix this week. Okay, we might do one or two more next week before launch, but there's going to be a lot of other type of Zooms we need to do. So really, this pre-launch Zoom process with Felix, as far as showing us everything, tomorrow is your last day to make sure people get on, okay? Now, we do have these recorded. Again, after the first week or so, 2 weeks in, these recordings will not be available anymore. So make sure you're present. Again, you have this first mover advantage, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get right into this, okay? So you can take notes, but I want you to more importantly pay attention rather than trying to keep taking notes the whole entire time, okay? So let's start here with the name of the company. How about that? Polar Tensor. That's the name of the company. Polar Tensor. You're going to hear us refer to Polar One. That is the actual trading software called Polar One. You're going to hear Felix talk about Polar Money, but it's all under the parent company, the umbrella of Polar Tensor. Okay. It's revolutionizing crypto with AI powered solutions. Let's talk about 4 key points very quickly. Strong liquidity. You're going to see this. This company, Felix, does not need our money. He wants to show and prove that this can be done the right way for the long term to really help people. He's got a system that works. It's worked for years, and now we're bringing it to the people. You're going to see over $100 million of capital by the company. Again, he doesn't need our money. Number 2, you're going to see the history and the track record of this software that he has, that he actually got active in 2020. You're going to hear more about that. Compliance and registrations. The company's got registrations in Hong Kong, Panama, the US, FinCEN registrations. MTL licenses about to all be in place as well. So he's got all that covered. He's doing things the right way with a full legal team in place guiding him. And then, of course, helping us kind of guide along the way with some of the things we know about the US. Protection. We've uniquely put together a structured policy, a couple of policies to help protect the funds, which has never been done before. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that next week when we get on our Zooms as we get prepared for the launch. So I've never seen a protection done. Awesome. Has been amazing helping us set this up. And Felix has been incredible with saying, of course, we want everybody to be protected. I want everybody to know that this is real. This is going to last. I want this to be a legacy for not just himself, but for all of us. So a lot of very cool, unique first-time things here. And that's because, guys, Felix is real. Okay. Risk disclaimer, just real quick. We all know trading is risky. So in the trading environments, you could lose money. So never use money that you're not willing to lose. Don't mortgage your house. Don't borrow money from your friend. Don't go get a loan on your car. Don't take advances on your credit cards. If you got to start with 100, 500, $1,000 because you're lower and depleted than you have been in the past, That's fine. There's no shame in that. The most important thing is simply about getting started. But on this risk disclaimer, just remember crypto's volatile. Never use money you're not willing to lose. Okay. Now, the company began developing this software in 2018, Felix and his development team in 2018. In 2020, they got it on an exchange and ran it for 2 years. I'll share that in a moment. Their vision is to become the largest provider of these algorithmic strategies and prove that this can be done the right way, safely, and real. Okay. Of course, I talked about those registrations. Felix, we've gotten to become pretty good friends at this point. I can't wait to sit down and break bread and really start to even bond even more. But Felix is very transparent. He was born in Hamburg, Germany. In 25, he started in the banking industry in Hamburg 25 years ago. He got a great opportunity to go work for Leah Feng. You can look those up in Hong Kong. They're a huge supply chain management optimization company. He actually moved to Hong Kong to work for this giant, and he ended up becoming in charge of doing machine learning and AI for their supply chain management. This is where his knowledge and his experience comes in with building AI and machine learning, etc. So he was introduced to crypto in 2013 and was just fascinated by the crypto space and what it did. And then a few years in, he's like, you know what? I can create algorithms for trading just like I've done for supply chain management. And he went to work on that. 2018, they got to the drawing board of really putting it together. And then I'm going to show you how in 2020, they went live with this trading on FTX. Oh, Lord. Good thing you pulled out some money there, Felix. Everybody remembers back in 2020 or 22, I mean, FTX collapsed. Luckily, they weren't just all in. They were using the bot, pulling money out. They went to work. They made the algorithms in this bot even smarter and then went and got all the parameters and everything needed for Binance, the largest exchange in the world, and then set it on Binance. And it's been running there since April of 2024. So almost 2 years now without a company, without other people, again, the company's own capital. You're going to be blown away. They've grown 2 million to over $100 million in that time frame. This system actually runs Monday through Friday. No trading on Saturday and Sunday. No, the company doesn't trade and keep the profits on Saturday and Sunday, which I would be okay with, but there's just not enough liquidity in the market on Saturday and Sunday with the way this bot trades, okay? It's high frequency, low latency trading, 30, 40,000 trades per day. Now, the average over the last 12 months on this chart, we stop on October, but 12 months averaged over 22% a month. Now, you're going to have a performance fee that you're going to divide whatever performance fee that you have based on the balance of your account by an average. And you could say 20% and you'll be able to figure it out. There is no guarantees here on this. There is no, if you put in this much, you get 1% a day. If you put in this much, you get 3% a day. There is none of that nonsense. By now, you guys should know some of that stuff is a red flag. We get what we get minus the performance fee we have to pay to the company. It's paid out weekly, every week, like some programs we've seen in the past. And then you can compound or you can withdraw. Okay, compounding works. He manages the drawdown incredibly. I want to kind of move through this and so you understand how the program works. And I want to get to the meat and potatoes with Felix as fast as possible. Okay. This is how this works. Whatever your balance is, you're going to pay a performance fee to the company. Okay, so it doesn't matter whatever they make. If they made 40% this month, okay, whatever your performance fee was based on your balance. Now, you're going to have deposits, like your first deposit, let's say is $1,000. Okay, you may in 5 months want to deposit another $5,000. Each deposit is actually adding to your compounding, to your rewards, whatever you've done, into one balance. That balance of your account is what is trading, and that balance is what you are going to understand what performance fee you're paying. So if you started with 100 and 5 months from now you got to 9,000, you're only paying a 30% performance fee, not 50. You grow that account to 100 grand through rewards and earnings and deposits, whatever, then you're only going to end up paying a 20% performance fee. Okay. So it's not based per deposit. It's based on the total value of your total account from all the ways you could grow it. That's number one. Now, number two, which really makes this company very compliant, is that every deposit, not your earning compounding or rewards compounding, but every deposit that you make, it activates a new license. The company internally, when you move the money into live trading, internally, the company separates the 10% for license and the remaining amount into trading into your account. Let me break this down simpler. If you have $1,000 you deposited, you activate that into trading. Your trading account is going to show 900 because 10% of that paid for the activation of the license on that deposit. If you compound anything, earnings or rewards, those are not activating a new license. Those actually go into your total balance. Your external deposits activate the new license. You're going to understand why that's so important when it comes to the referral rewards in a moment. Now, don't worry. You might be saying, man, if I put 10,000, 1,000's going to my license. Yes, it is. You're going to make that up in the first 30 days or less anyways. And you are now in with that license by the second month, by the, maybe the fourth week, fifth week, maybe the third week, depending on how good his weeks are. You're going to be in full profit mode from there on forward until you make another deposit. Okay, so each deposit activates the license. 10% is the license fee. The rest goes into trading. Now, let's talk about lockup periods. We don't have a lockup period in Polar Tensor. Felix does not lock our money up. You have an emergency, you can grab that money. You want to go away, or you got things you want to take care of, or you want to retire and you're all done, you can withdraw all your money. But let me explain how he protects the company and makes it to where the company always has preserve of capital to be trading, right? Here's how it works. If you deposit $1,000 today, you can withdraw that any day you want. But in the first 12 months, you're going to pay a 10% withdrawal fee. Do not call this a penalty fee. Do not call it a lockup period. It's neither of those. In the first 12 months, if you want to pull out your deposit, then it's going to be a 10% withdrawal fee. Okay. If you deposit another $1,000 6 months from now, that deposit has a 10% withdrawal fee for the next 12 months. Your first deposit would be 6 months away from the 10 going away. The second deposit would have that full 12 months. So every deposit will have a 10% withdrawal fee within the first 12 months. The second 12 months, it's 5% on the deposit. And then after 24 months, there is no withdrawal fee. Now, everything else, withdraw rewards, withdraw your earnings, there's zero withdrawal fee, not 2%, not 3%, not zero. The only thing you're going to pay when you get your money is the stablecoin network fee. Whether you did it on Tron or Ethereum, you're only going to pay the network fee, which will be a couple of dollars, regardless if you're withdrawing 500 or 5,000. It's going to be very, very low. It's not a percentage of your withdrawal. Okay. So that's how the 10%, 5% works. Now, I'm going to say one more thing that's very important. In every other program, most of you have probably been a part of, or I'll talk for myself personally. If you compound any money into your account, earnings or rewards, if you compound, every time you've done that in the past, those daily compounds also have this timestamp on whatever their penalty or lockup period is. If you compounded $100 today, it's another 12 months before you can pull that out. That is not the way it is here. let's say you have 1,000 and you're compounding rewards and earnings. You can pull the rewards and earnings from that balance whenever you want with no fee. Okay, no withdrawal fee at all. So the benefit, I want you to grasp this, the benefit of that is the fact that you literally don't have to withdraw every day to get your seed back. You could, and you don't have to let it just accumulate in your earnings wallet. You can compound that every single week. And then when you're ready to withdraw it, it's not locked in that 10% fee from your deposit because it's only deposits. So if you grew 1,000 to 3,000, you wanted to take out that 2,000, you can with no fee. Okay, that's very different and very unique. And I hope that I explained that well enough. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this over to Felix, but you can deposit when we go live on the 28th, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or USDT. And then on your withdrawal coming out, USDT or USDC. Now, yesterday I asked you, Felix, on the USDT, or I'm sorry, on the USDC coming in, are they able to do that? You were going to double check and make sure that USDC can come in. Is that accurate? You should be able to unmute. You're the host. Let me see here. Maybe I got you locked down too, Felix. Okay, go ahead. You should be able to unmute. I just want to make sure. Yes, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to double check this.
Okay. All right. So think of it for right now, guys. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, USDT in, coming out for your withdrawal, USDT, USDC on either Tron or Ethereum, very commonly known as TRC20, ERC20. Okay. And then there's full mobile apps coming, hopefully ready at launch through Google Play and the App Store, full blown back office. Okay. So now that's basically the entire program. So I'm going to stop screen sharing my screen and I'm going to turn this over to Felix. He's going to walk you guys through the Polar Tensor software, his admin panel. By the way, Felix, somebody asked me this question. I know we won't see every single thing from before, but is our back office, when we have our login, are we going to see some of that trading in our own back office? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, always the orders what we are placing, like 4 or 5, always running like this, and you can see what our AI is doing.
So you can see the live trading, right? So you're going to see that now, guys, on Polar One or on the Polar One software, which we'll see in our back office. He's going to show you his admin panel. That's all we've ever seen from other companies. Then what he's going to do is he's going to match up trading from Polar One software to prove it's not a simulator. And he's going to go log into Binance and actually match those up and show you the Binance account. So get ready. I'm sure you've never seen this before. So Felix, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to turn it over to you. Let you run the rest of the show here until I get to the referral rewards.
All right. Yeah. So I shared my screen. Perfect. All right. So here's the dashboard of our software Polar One. So our account balance is now 116 million US dollar or USDT. And today, here we placed 17,607 trades at the spot market already. We generated a profit of 105,000 US dollar. What is more, I would say, a weekday. When you look at the profit, it's the last 30 days. And I look at today, it's 100,000 is, yeah, I think you say modest. The 20th was a day with where we hit 1 million already. But as well, you see that we often have one day in a week where our software is running not profitable. Because it is not possible that each day is a big success. This, I think it is impossible. So anyway, you know the historic returns with 20%. I think we can accept that. All right. So when we go down here, you see here our compounded returns, the capital growth. Again, we started in the beginning of April with 2 million. And now in January, we exceeded the 110 million already in 22 months. So what we are trading with, we are actually trading all coins, the coins with the biggest market capitalization. This is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Solana, and Cardano. Asset trading summary, yeah, when I look at it in the last 22 months, we placed over 11 million orders at the spot market. But now the real interesting stuff is coming on live trading. So pay attention to the right lower corner. Here are 2 other orders. More will come. $6 profit. The other 558 minus. Solana coming in. A Bitcoin order with $76 plus. 2 Solana order. 3. Mm. 5 Solana in a row. Okay, wow, 6. That is interesting. Bitcoin again with 115. Ripple, Solana. Yeah, this will go on like this. Okay, so you have an idea how frequent we are trading. Let's go over to our history order book. Here you see the orders, what we just have seen, because it's a finished order, so it goes directly in the order book. Yeah. When I scroll down, there are thousands of orders, 150 on one page, and here we have, I think, 11 million pages. Actually, what I would like to do this time, that a person who is watching out of the audience is selecting one order, so I will find the pairing sister or the pairing twin in Binance. Who would like to choose one order? So
All right,
you're
guys,
unmuted.
I made it to where you could unmute yourself.
Do the XRP, it stands out.
This one. Okay, this one.
Yes, that one.
All
Thanks,
right,
Mike.
I will write down. Important for me to find this order. It's actually the timestamp. It's 8 o'clock, 26 and 3 seconds. We bought 65,329 Ripple for a price of 192. All right, so then I will go over here. Okay, here we have our Binance account. Before I explain all the details in the dashboard, let us go quick first in our order book. We place spot orders, therefore spot orders, open orders we don't have because of the frequency, but order history. So our Binance system runs on London time, not on Berlin time. So here we have to look at not 20 p.m. at 21 p.m. we say in Europe, and then 26. 2603. Here we are already. 65,329 for 192. Here we have the full digit. We made a loss because, we sold it for 0.001 cent less as we bought it. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, go back to the dashboard. So I explained a couple things here. Bob mentioned it already. We make a low latency trading. We place high frequent. We are placing trades at the market. So for us, it is very essential. Of course, we have to pay for each trade fee to Binance. For us, it is essential that the fees are as small as possible, because you have seen that many trades only have a profit of $6, $10, $20. I call them micro trades. So to get the cheapest fee in the market, we reached the VIP level 9. That is the highest level with the cheapest fee in the market. People who want to know it, we pay a maker's fee of 0.011%. To receive or to get VIP 9, 2 requirements you have to fulfill. One is you need a trading volume per month of at least $1 billion. And the second is you must hold or you must buy from Binance their own token. That is the BNB token. We bought it 22 months ago. Luckily, the price was only half, but now, yeah, for $5 million, we have BNB in our portfolio. That is the reason why we have here an estimated balance of 121 million. And the real fund is here with 116 million. So I would go now and show you one times our profit and losses from the last 12 months. This system needs some time to load all the data. Now here it's ready. So our profit and loss analyze, we go on customize view and select the last 12-month range. And then we see here, we have accumulated profit of 478%. And here you see each single day of the last 12 months. The green candles are, of course, the candles with profit. The red one is a day with losses. In several presentation, people asked me how our software performed on the 10th of October. People who are familiar with the crypto space, they know what happened, what did happen on the 10th of October. Billions over billions of dollars have been burned. And there was a big announcement from Mr. Trump, and this was like an earthquake at the crypto market. Yeah, we lost on this day too. We lost $560,000, but the following 2 days, we already gained everything back and we are in profit. So we did not suffer losses as other people do who especially work with leverages. That is what we don't touch. I would go one time quick in the asset history and show you that we really deposit 2 years ago the $2 million. It's a little small always here. April, March, April. Ah, sorry. I made a mistake. I have to go on deposits of call. We want to check the deposit, so I have to choose the deposits. So September 24, August, June, March, and here we are. Here you see, yes, the money has been really deposited. Firstly, I sent $10,000 over to check if everything works. Then I add the other 1.9 million, and here are our BNB token as well, 5,520 pieces. Yeah, that's it, what I can show you and what is interesting for you. Then I would now give the word back to Bob.
Fantastic, Felix. Thank you so much. I think what we're going to do today, so that we don't keep you for longer than normal, there's a lot of questions that are coming in through the chat. So I'm going to read some of these to you so you can explain. I've given some of the answers, but one of them was on that 19-month average on the slide deck where it shows what you've averaged monthly. Would you be able, here's the question, would you be able to, since we get paid weekly, would you be able to do a report that breaks down what the weekly averages are rather than just monthly?
Yeah, what we do is we now send out weekly reports to our Telegram leaders.
Maybe
yeah.
have in the back office too under a
Yeah, no,
resources.
we can generate, we can extract this information. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can.
I will write it down and maybe we can get the slide done in the next couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was one question that some folks had. Can you talk real quick about, people are asking me strategy, right? People are asking in the chat if it's leveraging, if it's, what kind of strategy are you using? And I'm telling them it's spot trading, but can you talk a little bit about that? What the strategy is, how the bot's trading and why?
Yeah, that is right. We are only working at the spot market. No level wedges and so on. I explain it you with this because actually I forgot to show you. Here, this is our order book again, right? No. So that's our order book. And actually, each order I can open. Then I can see how the software is working in the background. What was the decision process of the software to really place that order in the market? And this we do with these expert prediction. We have in total 100 experts. And yeah, in this particular case, our AI received out of the neuronal network in 93 different signals. 48 signals are on buy, 15 on hold, and 30 on sell. And yeah, so the overall tendency was positive to place it. And that is the reason why the software executed this order. And every expert is in easy language connected to, one is connected to Telegram, one is connected to the information what are on the blockchain, one is connected to the order book, one is connected to Facebook, one to market data, one to I don't know, unemployment rate, one is to the interest rate, what comes out, and so on and so on and so on. And this then, yeah, out of this information, our software works automatically. Of course, when something unforeseeable happens on and on, it is not like that the software can go wild or crazy. It is always observed by human beings. And in case something unforeseeable happened, and when we see one trade after another comes in negative, we technically could switch it off. Yeah. Yeah, I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, that was great. So, if anybody didn't get a question answered, I know there's a bunch going on in that chat. Thank you, Danny, for handling that. You can raise your hand, but as we're waiting for hands to be raised, I want to introduce my partner, Scott. And then I'd love Danny to share a few words because they've been a very integral part of putting this whole thing together, making sure that compliance is handled, making sure we had the whole protection done. So the first person that I want to bring on is Scott. Scott and I have been talking with Felix for several weeks, going on probably close to 4 months at this point. It's been great building that relationship. But Scott, just share some of your top thoughts and some of the things. Hold on, I got to make it to where you can actually unmute. But go ahead, you should be able to now.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. I appreciate it, and thank you, Felix, for sharing openly. Yet again, it's refreshing to be able to see what we have going on for real in the company, and with someone like you behind it, running it and leading the charge. So I'm very grateful, very appreciative of everything that you're doing and continuing to do, leading up to the pre-launch or the launch of this on the 28th. But the biggest thing that when we started looking at this, I mean, Bob and I, basically said there's no way this is real, and then moving forward we find out it actually is real, and then the protection piece that's going into place is the big X factor key for me. And as soon as we knew that that was unlocked, it was like, all right, it's time to open up the floodgates and share this with every single person that we know, because we have our hands on something now that is unique in our space. Nobody's ever done it before. Other companies will probably start doing it from now on, to be able to follow suit. But this is first in this industry, and it's going to help every single person feel confident and comfortable knowing that we're compliant, knowing that we're above board and we're operating the right way, and that we have full protection for everyone that comes into it. So I'm excited about it for that reason. I'm making sure that everyone that I know knows about this and takes a look at it. And I'm looking forward to when this thing launches next week.
Awesome, brother. Thank you, man. Also, I want to bring on Danny Millette. Now, Danny introduced us to the gentleman here in the United States that helped us put this whole protection plan in place, which is amazing. I'm not sure if he's on, Danny. And Danny, also, I don't want to just call out somebody randomly because they might not want to be, on camera or whatever. So if you have anybody you want to actually have say a few words, you can. But I'm going to turn it over to you right now, Danny. Go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just want to tell everyone here, most people know me, that Bob called me in the very beginning to verify this. We met Felix, and I just want to really, this hasn't been an easy task, guys. No one's ever done it. Felix has actually done everything we asked him and then some. It wasn't easy. We've been back and forth for several weeks. If he wasn't so open to different ideas, if we really had to change so much to bring this to the United States, we wouldn't even be here. Yeah, my friend and partner, Awesome, is actually working on this deal right here that we're doing right now. I actually tried to get him on the phone, and he's actually working on it. And literally, we've thought up something, guys, it's insurance to protect all the deposits all over the world, no matter where you. I got a group growing in Nigeria right now. It's all been put together to do something no one's ever done, and that's to protect the field. And we got a great deal. We got a great leader with Felix. Bob, of course, is the best presenter, and Scott, who these two, put it all together. And so I don't really have to say anymore except welcome. You guys are first movers here. We're not going to be like you guys are actually seeing the bot, everything that we've seen. And it's just a great time. And I'll tell you this, since 2022, I had 9 income streams that went away. And I haven't come back to the market since. And I didn't think I'd ever come back until Bob called me about 6 weeks ago and said, hey, could you put your eyes on this? Let's see what we can do with it. So, Bob, thank you for that. Thank you for your leadership and presentation, you and Scott. And Awesome, I'm speaking on his behalf that we just got this thing done. Thank you, Felix, for being so open and so flexible, because we've put him through the ringer. I mean, you can see he looks fresh now with his new haircut, but he hasn't got a lot of sleep lately because we had so much work to do. And so with that, I just thank you guys for being here. You're all very fortunate to be here now, because really we just told leaders. We haven't even really begun telling the field. So thank you guys, and welcome, and thank you, Bob, and the rest of the team, and Felix.
You got it. You got it. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay, so it looks like Brian had gotten his question answered. We're going to, so James and a couple other questions in the chat, just for the sake of time. We are going to host a Zoom. We'll get that disseminated through the leaders and with Awesome, so you guys can understand how the actual asset protection works. Okay. Now I will say this, it's in the front end, just like we're not going to be showing Felix's Binance account every week. Once we get going, it's going to be too much money. We need to protect him. There's too many people out there that look for people with millions and millions or hundreds of millions of dollars. This is for you to get privy of this, to have confidence. Same goes with the asset protection. As we move forward, yes, it people that have been maybe in your teams and burned in the past, it's a conversation you can have with them, but it won't be a topic of conversation on regular Zooms. Why is that? The reason is because, guys, millions of people are going to be coming into cryptocurrency over the next 2 years, and millions of people have never even done any of this before. This setup, this kind of pre-launch Zoom schedule, is to get you guys, the leaders that have teams that have been in the space and understand what's happened, to understand what we have put together. So next week, we're going to have, before launch even, a Zoom that will incorporate all of you, that we will go over that in very much detail, even before we have the links. Okay, just so you know that. Brian, you raised your hand again. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a thank you. I just have a question. So if there's any issues, like technical issues, is there customer service, or who would we reach out to? And also, when the bank comes online, is there customer service, or how is that going to working with that?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, for the customer service, we will have a real person or there's a live chat with a real person behind. That is the way how we will solve this at the beginning.
Okay.
Felix, is there a back office system, like a ticket, or can they email something instead of doing live, or do you just prefer live?
So of course you can send email, but when you want to have instant help, we will have a live chat box where a real person is behind, not an AI at the beginning. Anyway, we have to feed the AI first with all the questions that need some time, and at the beginning there will be a real or a full team of people who will answer the questions.
Is there a specific time where that would be available?
No, that is not. No.
Okay, so it'd be 24/7?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that is my plan, yes.
Okay. All right, awesome.
I have the answer for USDT. USDT and USDC will be accepted.
Deposit. Awesome. Perfect. So both of those stable coins, USDT and C, can be deposited. And I guess the next question is going to come up, Felix, is what network for USDC? So we'll get all that. We need to make sure we know exactly which network they can send over on USDC. We know T is TRC or ERC. So we need to know, is it only the ERC Ethereum network for USDC, or maybe the Solana network since you trade Solana? Not sure.
I know for sure that we have the Tron and the Ethereum network.
Okay.
Solana, I even must check.
Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Excellent. All right. Are you good, Brian?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right. I'm not sure if this is going to be Jose or Katie, but one of you guys.
Jose.
All right,
Jose.
cool, bro. All right.
Quick question. We've seen these bots in the past, and they always perform extremely well when it comes to a bull market. What about a bear market? How will your software protect us in a bear market?
Oops.
We are in a
Felix,
bear market.
Felix is answering question. Yeah, we are in a bear market, and he showed you what it did in the bear market. So his question, Felix, is, oh, okay, you're going to show. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So actually, we are now it's not a bullish market. Now it's going sideways and it's more bearish. So yeah, you see that we can generate profitable trades. Of course, when we have one day like the 10th of October where Bitcoin is really crashing, of course, in this day, the opportunities are so limited. In this day we will not make profit, but yeah. But in a slowly bearishing market, yes, we find our opportunities.
I mean, look at that day right there. If you look at that chart up there, the last 3 days, I mean, look what Bitcoin did over the last couple of days. It dropped down, and now he's still making profit. So, yes. So I guess your answer is yes, it can be made in both the bull and the bear market. Yeah. Just remember,
All right, thank you.
spot trading, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell all day. Yeah. Awesome. Good
Thank
to
you.
see you, man. Thanks for being brave. Turn your camera on. All right, Brian, you had another question, or you forgot to lower your hand? Whoops, sorry, brother. I just muted you by accident. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to lower my hand.
Okay, all right, no worries, no worries. Okay, so I'm going to take the last 10 minutes, guys, and just show you the referral plan. Again, it's going to be surface. You're probably going to have questions, but again, we're going to address all of that on an upcoming Zoom. And by the way, I am going to host every single day for at least an hour. A Zoom room would be opened to come in for questions, for help, et cetera, et cetera. We want to take as much pressure of customer support off of the company as we can. And the better that we understand the program and how to utilize everything, the less tickets there'll be, the less they'll get bogged down, the less people or the quicker people will be getting their answers. Okay. So let me just, let me make sure I got the right thing up here. Let's see here. Let me go here. Sorry about that. I should have been prepared the whole time he was talking, but let me get to this. Okay, now let me go share. There's a couple things in this rewards plan that are important to point out, okay? So the first part is what's called license rewards, okay? These are paid off of the 10% of license fees that the company is collecting, okay? And they give us back 70% of those license fees. Now, what that means is if somebody, let's say somebody joins for $1,000, they want trading, 900 goes trading, $100 goes into the license, you referred them, you're going to earn 20% of that license fee because you referred them, okay? If they deposit another $1,000 next month, same exact thing. The $100 goes towards the license fee, you're going to earn 20% on that. Okay, so these are based on the license rewards. Now it does go through 15 levels, but it's not opened up all the way. So, for example, in the beginning, there was a bunch, when we first started talking to Felix, there was a bunch of volume requirements or whatever to open levels. And the idea here is to really help as many people around the world as we can. And so to make that opening of levels so you can earn more money in a better way without having to worry about, does somebody come in with 5,000 or 10,000? They can come in with $100. If you actively refer one person, you opened up level 2. If you refer 2 people, you opened up level 3. And that goes all the way down to referring 14 people to open up level 15. Okay. All of those people can be on a $100 package. Okay. Doesn't matter, or a $100 starter with the minimum. Okay. So they put in 100, 90's going into trade, 10 bought their license. If you referred that person, you get 20% of the $10. Okay. That's how the license rewards work. Pretty simple. Now, the important thing to get with this, the reason this makes it compliant is because we, the field, we don't get paid on deposits. That's where the no comes into play. Okay. So there is no payment on deposits. Felix's internal system separates the two. So in the event that he wants to do an audit or something of his books, he knows what were license fees, what were deposits that went into active trading. That's a very important point to know, is that we're not getting paid on people's deposits. Okay. The second way is residual. So let's say in that same scenario, let's say that John earns $10 this week. Let's say maybe his balance is fairly low. He's just getting his feet wet. And let's just say that he earned $10 off of his trading activity that week, and you referred him. You're going to earn $1. Okay, so you earn 10% on level 1, and this goes through 10 levels of the earnings from the account. Now, an important point to point out here is that the company is paying us these rewards in their profits. It doesn't come from a user's money. It doesn't come from the user's earnings. It's simply a calculation so you understand what you're earning. So if John, Cindy, and Mary all earn $100 this week, and they were all on level 1 to you, then that $300 is going to pay you $30 that week. Okay. It does not matter if they compound that money or they withdraw that money. It doesn't matter. So all of the earnings that everyone in your team is earning, you're going to earn the percentage regardless, or I'm sorry, regarding to whatever level that they're on. This works the same way. If you referred 10 people, then guess what? You get all 10 levels of residual rewards. If you referred 4, you're at 4 levels. If you referred 5, you're at 5 levels. Okay. And obviously, every one of you listening have an advantage because you're hearing about this first. Okay. All right. The last way to pay is really just a kudos, a thank you to the leaders growing and helping bring Polar One, to the world. If you actually bring in volume, you're going to get a one-time rank reward bonus. This is all this entails. It has nothing to do with the other 2 ways we get paid. So bronze, silver, and gold require at least 2 organizations that are building. And of those 2 organizations, you can count 50% of the license fees towards the rank goal, right? So for example, 500 on bronze. You couldn't have one team that had 500 or more and the other team had, 50, right? Because you can only count 250 from that leg that's got a lot of volume. You can only count 50% from one leg. Then when you get up to platinum and titanium, then you need 3 legs. So now it's 40% can count towards any given leg. And sapphire and ruby are 4 legs. And then emerald and diamond, that volume has to come through 5 legs. So let's say you have 1 million in volume, or let's go to diamond. Let's say you had 8 million. Now, this isn't trading volume, this is license volume. Then let's say that you had this 8 million in license volume. Then you would need 20, all you could count would be 1.6 million, or 20% of the 8 million from one given line of business. Okay. John sponsors a bunch in that line of business. And if you have 5 lines that have at least 20%, then you'll earn the bonus. Now, another cool thing is that if you're super galactic builder and you get to platinum in your first week, you're going to also earn bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So you don't skip over them if you go fast. You're being rewarded to pick up all of these bonuses. They are one-time bonuses. Again, they're based on the license fees. Now, I do have one question for you, Felix, based on that. Somebody asked me the other day, and I didn't know for sure. On those license rewards, are those accumulative lifetime license rewards that come in? So there is no flushing of the license volume. It just continues to grow that. And once you reach, let's say you reach, let me try to make this a little bit clearer so you understand. Let's say you meet gold, right? And you have 8,000 in license, you get your bonus, all that's great. Okay. Now, when they need to get to 25,000, is it still counting that 8,000? That's the question. So now they only needed 17,000 more, so they have a total of 25,000 in license fee. Do you understand? You got to unmute.
Yes. I make another example. When a customer in the first week already hits gold standard, he will collect the money from silver and bronze as well. So that is one thing. So that means when you jump from gold to platinum, how shall I say? It's
Do you need 17 million more or 17,000
Yeah.
more?
yeah, only 17,000 more. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, that
Yeah.
was the question I had. So guys, so once you reach a certain rank and get that bonus, that license volume does not disappear. You only need the difference between that and the next one. Okay, that was my question. Thank you for asking that. So that's the plan. I know you guys are probably going to have some deeper questions. I'm available. Whoever it was that referred you here probably has my contact if you don't directly. I'm happy to hop on any type of Zooms or phone calls, discuss any of the details that are maybe a little unclear to you. The main thing we want to make sure before next Wednesday is all of you that see this and like this and want to join, that every person is 100% clear on how the whole program works. The reason for that is we don't want to move forward with enticement. We don't want to move forward with telling somebody something and then you have to go back and say, oh, I was wrong about that. We want to make sure it's completely clear. This is the fairest system I've ever seen, the realest system I've ever seen. And yes, we're all going to be able to make a lot of money, but more importantly, we're going to be able to help a lot of people be redeemed, right? Saved, and also have hope again to move forward with their accelerated retirement plans. And that's why I'm so fired up about it. I don't even look at volume. I don't even look at people. It's all, I'm sorry, how many are in the group. I look at how many people are we helping. I don't care if it's $100 or 100 grand. Makes no difference to me. The person that put 100 in is the same value that put 100,000 in. If those people need help and they need some guidance or whatever, we're here for them. And so anybody that invited you here, that if you don't have my contact information, they can help get that, or Scott's, right? And we'll be happy to hop on a Zoom with you and go over anything that you're unclear about.